time, dude. How you doing, Wolf?
We're not used to that, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Hey man,
Hey, I'm just playing another celebration live on the air. So we're recording this live, right? But we're gonna bounce in and out from on the air and on the stream.
Sounds
Good to
good.
see you again. I don't know if you recall, but we've
Yes, dude.
chatted before.
Yeah, it was back in 2020, man. It's been a while.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In fact, actually, Wolfgang, this you were my first interview back on this show, so we were still getting things kind of set up. And I was just transitioning from the classic rock station and just kind of getting my bearings. And they're like, "You want to talk to Wolfgang Van Halen?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah!" And so we did it in the afternoon. It was cool. And that was literally just as we were getting the ball rolling. And then fast forward a couple years later, we're rocking and rolling. We're jamming the shit out of your music, and everything's going good for both of us, which is good.
Absolutely, man. Happy for you. This is great.
I'm happy for you. And you know what? I'm digging the long rock star hair. It's growing in nicely, dude.
Oh, you didn't have it back then?
Well, it's getting longer.
It was longer, but like now it's gone now. Now I need to have one of these with me at all times so I can put it back and get it out of the way because it's.
Are you man bunning it? Are you a man bunner now?
I got a hat and that with me at all times as a just in case because it gets in the way. But for the show, it's great.
Well, I'm sure, especially as it gets hotter and stuff. I was just checking out the pictures of you performing at the Download Festival, which looks sick. And in fact, actually,
Download is a good example of why I should have put my hair in a ponytail because if you see every single picture is like this because of the wind. And I'm literally following my hair every time I breathe in to sing.
Was it difficult? Was it kind of getting in the way of you trying to hit some of those notes?
I started singing like to the left of my mic, so at least my hair would have a barrier to not directly out my throat.
No, I love that. That's on the fly. You're just like, how can I block this hair? While your hands are like busy, of course.
Oh yeah,
jamming out.
way busy. Like I can't do anything unless it's like a verse.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to pull this up. So I want to show Rico here and everyone who's going to be watching this later. This is Wolfgang's view of the Download Festival. So yeah, of course, it's a massive festival in the UK, right? I mean,
Yeah, no, it's the festival. Like I've been hearing about it my whole life. Back when it was Monsters of Rock and Van Halen headlined. Back in the 80s, it was, I'd always heard about Donington Park from my dad growing up, and then it became Download, and then that was our first time, my first time ever playing it, and Mammoth's first time. So it was on the main stage. It was crazy. I'll never forget it.
So was performing a Download like one of those bucket list like kind of goals that you have?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, just to be able to do like the festival circuit out here, because the European festivals are just nuts.
Right.
We're in Sweden right now, and we did Sweden Rock, which was such a great festival too. It's really fun. We've yet to really do the festival circuit with Mammoth, so to be able to start doing that is like, okay, cool. It's another part of it. It's like, okay, we're doing it.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking with Wolfgang Van Halen live Rock 102.1 KFMA about the latest performance at the Download Festival and the other music festivals. What's the difference between doing a festival circuit as opposed to a headlining circuit? Besides the catering, I'm sure is even better.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, we're really mixed up right now because we've done some headliners. We're doing a couple shows with Alter Bridge. We're doing the festival shows, and we're playing with Metallica.
Yeah.
We're just constantly flopping. Like, what's the stage going to be like today? Like, it's exciting. It's fun, But yeah, I mean, headliners usually, you're focused on doing your own thing. But with festivals, it's like it's fun because you get to like we all hung out and we watched Ghost and Pantera and Alter Bridge. Like it's fun. You get to be like a little festival goer yourself at the same time, especially if you have an early show, which we did at Sweden Rock, which was really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there any bands you've seen for the first time where you're just like, oh man, they're you're like kind of blown away by?
Yeah, Pantera sounded really, really good. I was like, man, it's really cool to hear those tunes. And being able to, I don't know, it's like it's a different context. Like I've seen Alter Bridge a bunch of times, but seeing them at a festival is just so fun because it's a different energy,
Right.
Are their own thing for sure.
Yeah, and so you're basically going from playing in front of like a few thousand people to like over 50,000 people any given night. If the energy changes for sure. When and as I'm pulling up this picture again from you, a download festival, it's a weird setup because they have kind of the ramp around where you could go and do your like rock star thing, lean into the crowd and show all that. But the main stage has like it seems like a 200-person pit in front of it and then a barrier. Yeah. Where do you like look out into the crowd when you're performing? Do you have a focal point that you're like kind of trying to concentrate on?
At the horizon, but normally I close my eyes a lot when I'm singing too, because I find myself people watching while I play. And then I end up forgetting the lyrics because I'm just like, oh, hey, like, look, everybody's having a good time. And then I realize I was supposed to start singing. So yeah. Usually it's not till I get comfortable, like mid-tour, where it's sort of like muscle memory at a certain point. Usually the first tour, I kind of close my eyes a lot so I don't get distracted.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense, I guess. I mean, especially if you're looking at the festivals and you're seeing people like raging and partying, and it's probably one of the best places to people watch. In fact, you're like about to get into your second verse and be like, I think that chick just took her top off. What's going on?
There are crazy things.
We're talking with Wolfgang Van Halen, Mammoth WVH. Of course, you just released two singles here. Well, the one that we just played on the air, Another Celebration at the End of the World. That's going to be off the upcoming album Mammoth 2, which is available on August 4th. I think you show you continue to impress with your musicianship, right? Which it shouldn't be too much of a surprise and stuff, but there's some shredding on Another Celebration. Was that you all over that guitar solo?
Yeah, no, that's everything you hear on that song. That's me. That's all me.
Yeah, well, the conversation and what's been trending the last like 24 hours is talking about how Mammoth WVH is a band and not a solo project, and for sure that's the case. But at the same time, you're a multi-instrumentalist, so you're playing all over these tracks, are you not?
Yeah, no, literally the whole everything you hear on Mammoth recorded is me. Live we have our live band, but in the studio I'm the band.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that we probably talked about this before when tracking, say, Another Celebration. Are you starting with the rhythm of the song? Or are you starting with the guitar or the melody in your head when you sing it?
Well, in terms of writing, usually everything kind of starts with like a guitar sort of riff idea,
right?
But I mean, with recording, I mean, at least the way we do it, we always do drums first, and then bass, and then guitar, and then vocals. So I mean, that's usually the general order of things when it comes to recording.
Yeah, and didn't you start on drums too?
Yeah, when I was 9.
Right. So is it easy for you? I know the biggest pain in the ass for bands when they record on a lower level as they work their way up is to record to the click, know the tempo, keep the tempo. And then you're laying the drums first. Now, luckily you laid the guitar down as well, or what the guitar riff is because you wrote the song.
That too, but yeah, usually there's like a scratch demo that I'm playing too that we kind of figure out like, okay, this is the proper tempo of the song, and then we just kind of get in there and figure it out.
Are there any songs off this upcoming album where you were like one take Jake, where you went in and you're like the guitar part, you got it on the first time, like nailed it?
There's a song called Take a Bow on the album, and it kind of starts with this clean, semi-complicated little rhythm that happens for the intro, and it continues until the chorus, and it's maybe about like a minute 40 of this repeated part. And I was able to fully get it in one take with no punches, which was crazy because it's really long and your hand is just in this uncomfortable position the whole time. And so, yeah, technically I one take Jaked that one.
Yeah, I'll take a bow. Nice.
But I mean, when we record drums, like usually we do it in takes anyways. It's not like we just basically play through the song like 5 times and pick the best sections. So
right. Yeah.
It's not really
well, I mean, you've been busy. You've been nonstop busy from almost since the last time I talked to you. Since like pandemic ended and shows started going, you were out doing club dates, kind of showing people you were the real deal, winning people over, going viral for it. And you showed that. I mean, your voice is fantastic. Your songwriting is killer. These singles that you go in couldn't be any different. than each other. So shows range and they're catchy. So I mean, I'm continued to be impressed by it, which is great.
Thank you.
But yeah, you went from since pandemic and stuff. You went around touring around the world, opening up for some of the biggest bands in the world. Last time I talked to you, you were just about to open up for Guns N' Roses in a fucking stadium, right? So,
Like, no biggie.
yeah. But during that time, that's still a short amount of time where you're, professional gigging musician on the road consistently. How much do you believe you developed and evolved as a live performer in the last like 3 years?
It's a different thing compared to what I've done before. Before it was just, bass. But with this, it's like I'm the dude of the band. I'm singing, I'm playing guitar. So it's definitely forced me into a position that I'm not usually comfortable with, which is being the center of attention. But when it comes to Mammoth, so I think I've gotten better at just overall handling it. I think just the more you do it, I think I've become a better singer, a better front man, so to speak. And it's just a matter of doing it, really.
Getting your reps in.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like that 10,000 hour rule. The more time you put to it, the closer you are to kind of mastering it. So to speak.
Absolutely. And then since you're a multi-instrumentalist and you're playing everything, would you consider you've put in your 10,000 hours on every instrument, or which instrument do you feel like you played the least, but you could still pull off?
I don't know. I mean, I'm most comfortable on the drums, which is why it's so fun. I'm not ready to give that up in the studio at all yet. But I mean, I think that's why Mammoth is such a fun thing for me, because I feel like singing and guitar are probably my weakest of all the things that I can play. So it kind of forces me to get better. So it's a fun thing to do. It's a fun thing to be.
That is funny that you're like the two things that you say you're weakest at are two things.
Like, oh my God, his voice
and the guitar work. I mean, look, obviously there's always going to be comparisons to your dad, but it's going to continue to be the case when you continue to put down licks like you're putting there. Where I'm just like, oh, there it is. That's the drummer. That's the kid who grew up playing drums. Those are some killer shreds, dude. It's nice. It's very good, and it's very catchy. So with this album, how many tracks are on the album that's going to be released on Mammoth 2? How many?
There's 10 tracks.
10 tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
Which now everyone has a personal favorite when they hit the road that they can't look forward to, or they can't wait to share with people. What song is that off of this album right now that you're looking forward to playing in front of people the most?
I mean, the album as a whole is very exciting. I'm just excited for everybody to hear it. But the very first song, I think, really sets the pace and is very exciting. It's aggressive but melodic. It's called Right. I'm really excited for people to hear that one. But overall, just the energy of the album. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not super long. It's just 10 songs. It's I'm excited. It's gonna be fun once everybody hears it.
Nice. And are all these like tracks kind of like around 3-4 minute range, or you have anything where you go down the rabbit hole and kind of jam it out?
Oh yeah, there's a couple close to 7-minute songs. They kind of close each half. Like it'll really be great to listen to on a vinyl record, because it's 5 and 5 split, and each side ends with a close to 7-minute song. So it's kind of happens in 2 parts. So nice. It's really cool.
And are you going to be doing like a special release vinyl? Is there any kind of theme? Because obviously, before I let you go, because I know that you have a sound check and you're in Sweden right now. We're talking with Mammoth or Wolfgang Van Halen from Mammoth WVH. What is the theme of your album art? Because you got what's the best way to describe it? I mean, it looks like a gas station with fireworks coming out of the top of it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Apocalyptic.
I think if it wasn't called Mammoth 2, Another Celebration at the End of the World would probably be the title track, so to speak. At least by looking at it, it's a piece of art by John Brosio, who did the first album cover as well, and it's just it really resonated with me. I think it perfectly represented sort of my headspace while creating the album, and just kind of post 2020, and just kind of everything that had happened in my life and in everyone's lives. And I just think overall you can kind of hear me working through that on the album. It's definitely a bit darker, more aggressive, but still overall encompassing the sound that you'd be familiar with if you knew the first album.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I really consider you part of the class that is this post-pandemic rock and roll that we have. And it's a little bit aggressive. It's a little like it's beautiful in the sense of hope, but also kind of like, they have this. We interrupt this verbal blowjob that I was giving Wolfgang Van Halen to get back to our regularly scheduled programming. But I am going to post that entire interview here and a little bit on the YouTube. And I'm waiting to hear back from the label because I know they were eavesdropping on the conversation just to get some feedback, see if they liked it. But they haven't emailed me back. So
Wow,
maybe.
I must have loved it that much.
Or they're just like, that was just a circle jerk. Well, what are these conversations all about? It's promoting and circle jerking for sure.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to get on the air, so please don't say circle jerk. I just got to get out of the system. All right.
Circle jerk.
No, all right.
Square jerk.
All right. Again, Shane, now we're back on the FM side, Rock 102.1 KFMA. You do hold the record as guest who has prompted me to hit the dump button more times than not.
I'm really fucking sorry about that.
No, we're on the air right now, dude. Don't do it again.
I just want to solidify my record.
Yes, I'm reloading the dump. All right, so
I'm the captain now.
We're live on the podcast broadcast with this rebel right here, Shane for Tucson.
It was a challenge, man. You laid it out there.
I am sorry.
So,
Yeah. No, I know. You know what? We're like-minded when it comes to that. It's one of those. Oh, don't tell me what not to do because I will do it kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So we got Shane from TucsonFoodie.com catching up with him and the week's festivities and all the stuff that's going on. And before we get into our TMI top 5, real quick, kudos on the Margarita Championship promotion video that you did with Chef Ken from Dante's Fire and Rocco from Rocco's Chicago Pizza. Both those guys, of course, we know personally are great personalities. And
They're fun.
That video was fantastic. Now, what is the Margarita Championship?
Oh man, have you been before? It's a great time.
I have not, but you're speaking my language because you know me. I love tequila and margaritas. So, what's the deal with this?
All right. Well, I mean, it's a margarita championship, right? It's on Saturday, June 17th. So it's this weekend, this Saturday at Lowe's Ventana Canyon. And I think there's like 16 competitors, different chefs around town. Everything from Ken Foy in the video and Rocco to, we got Chef Arnold Silva from La Botana Tacos. We got, what's his name, Sam and Tammy, the chefs over at Mama's Hawaiian Barbecue Grill. There's a huge list of like 16 competitors. So you get to sample 16 different margaritas. There's all kinds of food also being served. We got Chef Juan at Rustigo serving up some meat and veggies. It's a good time.
That's crazy too, because these chefs that you're mentioning and these restaurants are not necessarily known for their margaritas, but of course they're also like Tucson residents. So they all have their own special margarita recipe that they've been hiding from us, huh?
Yeah, totally, man. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Italian margarita from Vera Amore. Transit Tea is going to throw down.
Nice.
We got like a Bacanaro and Sonoran Spirits from Borderlands. There's a bunch of really interesting margaritas you can taste.
That's crazy. Yeah. So it's not even like bartenders. I mean, you got Manish from Transit Tea who specializes in tea. So is he going to have like a tea-like margarita? That's going to be amazing.
Oh, he will.
Yes.
It'll be a tea-garita.
A tea-garita. You're speaking my language. So, we're going to share more information about that on the podcast broadcast stream as well. But, it's going down this Saturday. And is it tickets available to the general public?
Yeah, they're $75, but they always sell out. So grab one when you can.
You got to grab it quick. Yeah. And $75 get you what? Samples of all this stuff?
Yeah. And also the food.
Nice.
Yeah, that's actually a good deal. You can fill up and then taste all kinds of delicious margaritas, all of which are made by actual chefs.
Yeah, actual chefs
delicious.
Who don't serve margaritas at their restaurants usually.
Real actual chefs. Devin Sanders going to be there serving up a margarita.
Yeah, all these pros, all the ones that, our listeners have definitely been getting familiar with over the course of the past year or so. A lot of these great chefs have stopped by the studio. So it's great to see them outside of their element and doing something fun and different, but still showcasing their creativity and, serving tequila. Yeah. So, all right, let's get into our TMI top 5. These are top 5 headlines I didn't get a chance to get to yet. In case you missed it, JP Morgan agreed to pay Epstein victims $290 million in a class action lawsuit after it continued to do business with him after his pedophile conviction and despite labeling him high risk. I find this interesting, and I'm also saying your move, Subway, because There's a lot of $5 footlongs that need to be refunded, if you ask me. But do we have Subway advertising right now? No, we don't. Okay, we're good.
Currently.
Yeah. All right. Now, would you do this job? Consumer Reports has crazy people who bravely volunteer to stick their arms into cages filled with hungry mosquitoes so they could test the effectiveness of various repellents. How much would you need to be paid to be a mosquito repellent tester?
Free ticket to the margarita contest.
Okay. Oh, nice. Look at that.
What do you say?
It's a great promo. Oh, well, I mean, I think that job definitely sucks, but for free margaritas, yeah, sign me up.
Drink the margaritas and be like, I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
Who cares?
All right. According to a recent survey, 45% of American couples argue over the thermostat settings. Was that ever a deal breaker for you in a relationship, Shane? Or do you like to keep it hot or cold?
I like it colder than my lady.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's always complaining.
And that's usually the case. Men like to have it a little more cold and chilled. Women, they like it warmer because most of them are cold-blooded.
That's right.
Oh, I see. That's why.
Yeah. All right.
Zing.
Yes. Another headline here. The iconic. I wonder why I'm single. That's crazy. All right. Let's see. The iconic 7-Eleven Slurpee is getting a redesigned cup. But don't worry, the recipe isn't changing. And if you are worried, you may want to consider changing your lifestyle. And finally, a 16-year-old gamer broke the record, becoming the fastest typist in the world.
Oh.
Yeah. How many words per minute do you think you could type, Shane?
A minute, 130.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Rico.
230.
Oh, nice.
Mario taught me typing.
Nice. That's crazy because I could type 231 words per minute.
Wow.
But that's still not the world record. This 16-year-old kid hit 300 words per minute. Yes.
What?
What happens when you're saying I?
Yeah. And all the expletives and insults that he will give to other people that he's playing games. So he could play a game, kick your ass at Call of Duty while calling you the F word over and over again 300 times in 1 minute.
That's insane.
It is impressive. All right, so there's your TMI Top 5. Keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/pvegan. Join us there or keep it here because our single song takeover today is Static X, Push It. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
No, dude, that's like 20 words a second.
20 words a second, yeah.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Well, I do have uncensored video of him doing it.
Uncensored.
And dropping profanity because that's what they do, right? That's the only reason why I hate playing online games with these kids, man, because I don't like
arguing with 12-year-olds is the funnest thing
I
ever.
don't like being called like homo derogatory terms or just derogatory terms in general by a fucking 12-year-old.
Homos, homosexual remarks,
yeah, dude.
All of it.
Dude, it's insane. So they ruined it like online gaming for me. I'm too old for that shit. All right, so here is check him out. Type in 300 words a minute.
These energy drinks, man.
So I've been in the typing
hear the
scene
audio.
for quite a while now, and I am excited to announce that I finally hit 300 words per minute on 15 seconds. I've been trying for this for ages,
I can.
and
Right.
I finally hit it, dude. Like this came out of nowhere. I hope you enjoy it.
Oh my god.
You impressed, huh? You gonna try to hire him?
All the ladies just panties dropping.
Oh shoot! What the? What the? What the hell?
How old is
His
this
balls
kid?
haven't even dropped yet.
I know.
Now, James, bring on those babies.
That's a different thing. All right, so you're like, whoa, what's this?
Bring
No,
on
we're
those
not-
babies.
Yeah, we're not just watching YouTube on the
What?
YouTube today, but yes. Yeah, that's pretty
Intriguing.
impressive though, huh?
Super weird.
I feel like I could do it.
Just looked like nothing.
You feel like you could do that, huh?
Yeah, what's the site?
Oh, I think
Do it
it's
right now.
it's like WordPress. Okay,
Such confidence.
yeah, that is a lot of confidence.
I had my Dutch brothers.
Okay, let's see. Hold on, I gotta do this. There we go. All right. Okay, what is the site? The site again is
I challenge any of you.
Monkey Type. It's Monkey Type. All right. So Yeah, see if you can do the same thing and screen record. I'd love to see how many words per minute you could put together. That would be pretty impressive. But I don't think you could do it. And for many reasons. Real quick, we had Shane from Tucson Games and Gadgets in the studio because it is Shane Day. And we played around a tap out. Now, I thought Brian, who was super confident going into our Spider-Man themed trivia, had this in the bag. It didn't really work out for him, and I'll show you exactly what happened in case you missed it. It went a little something like this.
The only game where you can quit and win. Think you have what it takes to last 5 rounds? Let's find out. Beef Vegan presents Tap Out.
Rock 1, who's this?
Brian.
Brian, to be a contestant in Tap Out, all you got to do is answer this $20 question because you're our caller number 10. Shane, remind him what that question is again.
What is the name of Spider-Man's alter ego?
Peter Parker or Miles Morales?
Yeah, we were looking. Yeah, I would say either works. We were looking for Peter Parker in that instance.
Yes. So there you go. This is a guy who knows it's Spider-Man.
Hey.
So, Brian, you are going to be our contestant for Tap Out, okay?
Cool.
All right, so for every question that we're going to ask you, Brian, you're going to have 5 seconds to answer it. If you get it correct, you're going to bank yourself another $20 gift certificate to Tucson Games and Gadgets. The Tucson Mall location has the Short Rest Tavern, which is expanding daily. Yay. It's a beautiful sight to see. All right, so are you ready for the $40 question?
Yes.
Okay, now it's all things Spider-Man related. So Shane, go ahead and ask Brian the $40 question, and 5 seconds will be on the clock when you finish asking it.
All right, here we go. What newspaper does Peter Parker work for as a photographer?
The Daily Planet.
That's Superman, my man.
Oh no!
Oh,
That's all right. Oh yes,
Oh,
it was
man.
so close. You had it there and just got stumped on the air, man. And like the pressure might have gotten to you, Brian.
Daily Bugle.
Yeah, Daily.
See, I thought
Bugle.
that was a Superman one.
No,
Oh, man.
No, I should have. I'm getting a card void for this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you knew it, but unfortunately, you didn't guess it correctly. That's great news for our scavengers. Here's what I'll do for you, Brian. Because I know you're a Spider-Man fan, I'm still going to hook you up with a $20 gift certificate to Tucson Games and Gadgets. Again, they have 3 locations, but the Tucson Mall has the Short Rest Tavern. There you can use it to get snacks, buy mead, have game nights, all types of fun stuff. TucsonGamesandGadgets.com is a website where you can check out their events calendar for all the different theme nights. They have so many things going on there. It's a really fun establishment and a great place to pick up a gift for somebody. But I need you to do me a favor, Brian. Give me 4 numbers between 1 and 10.
4 of them?
Yes.
7, 3, 8, 9.
All right. So he just gave us his debit card number, which is great. 7389. Yeah. So we'll do callers 3. 789.
Yep,
Yes,
3789.
at 600 KFMA, 605 362.
Right,
so you guys are going to be scavengers and pick
Rico
up
are furiously typing
$20
away.
to get the trying to break this kid's record. And I think Rico
I
got
already beat it
0.
twice. I beat it twice.
Okay, give me a legit number what you got. And then Shane is double checking your work too because the competition is at all-time high. We're definitely trying to see who is the rest. Now, Powers, of course, you would have got the rest of the questions. It was pretty simple. I was actually surprised that Brian brain farted on the second question. And Powers looks like he's going to be one of the MCs for the Margarita Championship, brought to you by Saka. Saka's on there and stuff. That's good. Hopefully it's a paying gig. Let's see. Let's go to the phones. It's probably someone trying to be a scavenger. You know, that was a clip we played earlier, right? Oh, they hung up. Yeah. So,
Whoops.
yeah, it's all right. Yeah. So, and then what's the deal with? Well, shit. I could just invite you, Powers. See, what did you get?
78.
Nice. All right. 78's good.
What do you
though.
got, Rico?
Child's play.
And
Yeah,
I only use these 2
79.
fingers when I type. My pinkies are up the whole time.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't type right.
Ooh.
Whoa.
No. That is actually the gentleman way to type. You know.
Both pinkies up.
Mhm. He's Dr. Evil on the keyboard. But yeah, 78 is pretty good, dude. All right. See, I mean, you're on the keyboards a lot, Rico. So, let's see if you could beat 78 per minute. And that's still, more than 1 word a second.
That's right.
Yeah. Look at the look of accomplishment that Shane had. That was fantastic.
I'm wearing rings, so I think that
Take your rings off, dude.
No, I can't.
It's not working, dude. Red means you don't get it. That's bad.
Why is it not? Told you it's
God,
racist.
you're so bad. You're so bad at this.
You're getting 0 words a minute. This is not good, dude.
You have no good card.
Why is it saying red? It's broken. The system's broken.
It knows who you are.
Exactly. I told you.
Nope, not this guy.
Not
Well,
this guy.
are you trying to do this on the dark web? Why don't you do it on the regular
yeah,
web?
that's probably why.
Yeah, do it on the
Whoops.
regular web so they could track you.
Whoops.
Hey, what are you doing for Father's Day, Father?
Ah,
Oh,
you know,
caps lock.
I
is
am a
on.
father. Is Father's Day this Sunday?
Yeah, man.
My daughter's going out of town.
Nice. What a great daughter.
She's fantastic, and she probably won't even give me a card. Fucking teenagers, dude. But at the same time, I didn't have any plans with my father either. What is going on Father's Day?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the community.
Oh, hold on. That's what we're going to talk about on air next. And I do want to show this that I have right here, this empanadas and pizza. I never see pizzas and empanadas go hand in hand together. But, you know, calzones and empanadas
84.
are pretty similar in some ways. What is the deal with Chez Cafe with their empanadas, pizza, and more? This is just opening up here.
You gotta tell me, Beef.
Okay. Well, I got to read this in real time, you know? You're the expert of your website.
You tell me. I'm excited to learn.
All right.
What's
Well,
going on?
you know, Houston is where John and Hector, they're a couple that have been going on for 20 years of marriage. A fantastic couple. Or they were selling, they were baking and selling Argentinian-inspired empanadas from recipes handed down from their mothers and grandmothers. So, you know, generationally. And, you know, through that time of them working together, they decided we're going to open up a restaurant here in Tucson. Because unfortunately, John lost his mother in 2020. And the empanada shop notion was placed on the back burner. But, you know, after they finished mourning, they said, you know what, we're back. And in honor of my mom and my grandmother and the legacy of my family, we're going to open up Chez Cafe. And there, the original location that was found on Broadway was headed towards the east side. But when they found the space on Irvington Campbell became available, they knew it was the right place and the right time for them to open up Chez Cafe. And that's what they did. So they're going to be slaying up empanadas. Look at that pizza right there. Little pizza pie. Sonoran style pizza pies with empanadas. I hope they do the calzone style. Look at that. Oh, that's a good day right there. That is a fucking Sonoran pizza if I haven't seen one. Look at the green olives on there with ham and peppers. That looks good. So yeah,
Where's
that's
the pineapple?
that's Chez. It's going to be open. It's located at 1998 East Irvington Road, and I suggest you try it out today. All right, so that was that.
Yummy.
Now we're getting ready for our Father's Day especial. Now, you still have a daughter that loves you, and my daughter loves me, by the way. But you know, she's a teenager, so she's very much self-centered. Your daughter Shane is still at the age where you're pretty cool. And I think that's pretty good. You're probably even going to get like a homemade card made for you by your daughter,
Man.
aren't you?
I better get one.
You better get one. I know. Well, I'm saying because your daughter is a preteen. As soon as they become teen, forget about it. It's game over. I have to remind my daughter. In fact, actually, I'm going to text her right now to let her know Father's Day is Sunday, and I'm expecting something, at least some peanut M&Ms or something. But we're back here on Rock 102.1 KFMA. As we know, Father's Day is this Sunday. Shane has a rundown of some good Father's Day activities that are happening around town that you may want to bring out to your dad, or if you're a dad, you want to go out and celebrate for, because you know it is a day that, you know, dads we get the short end of the stick when it comes to celebrations and gifts and everything. Am I wrong?
You're right.
All right. So what's going on in Tucson for Father's Day?
All right. Well, hey, over at the Canyon Club, there's Blues, Brews, and Barbecue.
Nice.
All kinds of different barbecue served up from multiple chefs.
Ooh.
That's a good one. Feast is having a special dinner where they're serving Elvis waffles, Maine lobster eggs Benedict, and squash blossoms.
All right, Elvis
Those are for the fancy fathers who like wine and delicious food.
No. Yeah, good. Well, let's stay on feast for a second. Are Elvis waffles the like peanut butter
Banana?
Yeah.
Yes.
You got it.
Yes.
Yeah, you're down. You want that, huh?
Yes. I
Okay.
well, you know, I like to eat what the king eats, you know. So
11 to 8, just go.
nice. Yeah, feast is right down the street for me for sure.
I'm sure they'll serve you if you're alone.
Is it sad if I go have my
take the
Father's
sad
Day
dad
meal?
special.
Yeah, I'll do sad dad. Give me 3 of those Elvis waffles. and,
Can you play some Elvis?
and when I go to the bathroom, check on me every 15 minutes, please.
PY
Too soon.
Steakhouse is having a Father's Day dinner, and this is interesting. They give you a tomahawk steak, a chocolate stout layer cake,
Nice.
and they send you home with a cigar.
Oh,
And there's some whiskey in there as well from Whiskey.
Game
No Block.
over.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's very nice. What else going on?
We got a Father's Day pig roast at Legends.
So there's a pig roast where they roast it in the ground or they put it on a spit and spin it around.
Yeah, this one's on the spits being spinning. And while you're watching it, they're doing a longest putt contest and a cornhole contest.
Nice. See,
very dad.
Look, I like the idea of this. First off, you're getting meat straight off of the animal. That's very man-like, right? Then you add competition to the mix because all dads still want to compete and be winners. So, I mean, I think they figured out the formula. That sounds like a fantastic time.
Guineas is having a Father's Day all week celebration.
Oh,
now there's somebody who understands how important fathers are.
Right.
A whole week.
Yeah. And I think they're just doing like $2 off what they're calling dad mosas and dad bloodies.
Okay.
So just, nice drink discounts, Father's Day special at Cafe a la carte. That place usually takes reservations, but they're just opening the doors. Just come on down. If you're a dad, we'll just give you cocktails and food.
Now,
really?
Come on down.
Do you have to prove you're a dad?
Yes.
You do? Could I just hire a kid to stand in the parking lot and wave at the manager?
That's weird.
You can come with me and I can be like, yeah, it's my son.
Yeah.
It's my son Rico.
Yes.
Yeah.
Foster child.
That works.
I mean, yeah.
Beard.
How do you convince them you're your dad? Do you load up your phone with a bunch of photos
Hey,
from other
my
kids?
kid.
That's never a good idea.
Yeah, you look too good to be a dad, Rico.
Thank you.
That's true. Yeah, I'm sure there's a little Rico out there somewhere, though, for sure.
Got to go back to Tulum.
Mm-hmm.
and then the last thing on my list for you, Beef, is Donuts with Dad at Hacienda del Sol.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's
just donuts, beverages, etc. So.
I love all that. And that's a full list at TucsonFoodie.com of Father's Day festivities where you could go as a father and treat yourself or hook up your father, show him a good time. I would give him some Bloody Marys and some great food. I love that. I'm going to go through that list again and probably go to all those locations by myself on Father's Day. It's so sad. All right, let's keep the conversation moving. YouTube.com/beefvegan. We got more with Shane from Tucson Foodie coming up next. Clear. Yeah. What was that place again that had the spigot of the pig spit roast or the pig roast with
Legends? That's at Legends, which is at the Omni.
The Omni. Okay, Legends. You've been there before? Because I've never been there.
I've been there. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a pretty fancy place. Fancy-ish.
They got a pig in the ground.
It's a bar and grill. It's nice.
Yeah, and then they have the $2 off the bloodies.
No, that's at Guineas.
Okay, yeah. Where's Guineas at?
So the pig roast. Where's Guineas at? Guineas is on Campbell, I think, right near Barrio Charo, and kind of across the street from that vegan spot. What's that vegan spot called? Love and Spoonfuls. It's kind of.
I'm the resident vegan here.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
That's the hood. I know that area.
Over there.
All right, we have Powers on backstage and stuff, so let's pop him in. Let's see what he's doing. What's going on, Powers?
Hey gang, how's it going?
Good. All right, joining us with fantastic light as always. Now you are hosting or going to be an MC for this Margarita Fest going on this Saturday. What's the details that you know of?
Not much, but I know there's a silent auction going on. That's one of the things. It's attended by about 600, 700 people. So that's going to be a good time. I'm bringing my friend, the Prophet, the Luchador. So there'll be like a Luchador photo booth area. I'm going to bring some of my cute fruits and vegetables and stuff like that because it's celebrating food. So, I have all those cartoon character cutouts of fruits and vegetables. I'm going to bring all those from the mall. So that'll be a fun time for photo booth too. Nice.
Yeah, that sounds like a blast. What is the times for the Margarita thing?
I got to be there at about 4:30. I think it starts at 5. So it's like 5 to 8:30.
Nice. Yeah, I was initially being like, cool, now I know what I'm doing on Saturday night, but I was going to work a casino party for my mom to get some extra money because, I moved and all that shit. So I need all the money I can get. Yeah, because I moved and I'm single. So, like, I got extra bills and then add dating into the mix eventually, but I'm like, I can't even do that right now. It's hard to take a girl to Jack in the Box. But all right, yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Even Jack in the Box is expensive now. You're like, damn it.
Yeah, while I have you on, Powers, I apologize for like losing you on Saturday night. I don't know where the hell you went. And we had listeners literally hand us cash to buy us shots. And it was fantastic. We met a lot of cool people at the show on the Rialto, and I mixed way too many alcohols, too many liquors. and I was beyond shitty, and I don't necessarily know what time it ended, how I left, or what I had in my pockets the next morning until I discovered it when I was sober and hungover. So it was a good time.
That was a good time. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I went back inside. Well, I mean, can I say what you would text me or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going, where the hell did you go? I'm texting him, right? And then he goes, because I bought him a drink, because he's busting my balls that, like, I bought you a drink. I'm like, I'll buy a drink. So I'm holding there. Where is this guy? With these 2 drinks, right? Drinking my drink, talking to someone, drinking my drink. I'm like, oh, this drink's almost done. I still got this kid's drink. I get a text from him. I'm in the lobby. I got these girls. They're fist fighting over me. Each one of them. I can't. It's the time of my life.
I was like, well, what did I text him? Yeah, no, this actually almost happened where I was in the lobby, right? And a lady like read the back of my shirt. She was a listener and she's like, vegan, right? So she's a little drunk. And she comes up, she starts talking to me, and she's all handsy, right? So she's kind of like all over me. She's conversating. And then there's another girl that I knew, and she popped up and she started talking to me as well. But then she's kind of throwing shade at this other lady because apparently this lady showed her boobs in the crowd earlier. And then she had the lady flash her boobs again. So I look at this lady's boobs and I'm like, cool. And I'm all shitty. And I'm like, why don't you guys both show your boobs, push them together, and let's have a good time. And apparently that wasn't going to happen.
Oh, right. This is what he says in public to people.
When they're showing their boobs, Powers, what are you supposed to do in that scenario? It's not like I cold called boob action, you know? I mean, I've already saw one set, and she was the one who like said, hey, show your boobs to Beef. And then she did. And I'm like, cool, now your turn, right? And let's just all push them together. What? And so
what's the big deal?
Yeah. So then there was a little bit of jealousy going on, and then they started getting like pecky towards each other and getting heated. And this one woman's like, you know, I train MMA. And this other fucking girl is like, I don't give a fuck. I'll fuck you up. And it was at that point in time. It was at that point in time where I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I straight up beeline straight for the bathroom. And I swear to God, I'm at the urinal and I hear chaos in the back. I'm like, ah, and I'm like, they're scrapping right now. And I'm hiding in this room. I'm not even coming out. I'm waiting until it's all said and done. Yeah. I started it. I started and I ran so fast, dude.
Oh my God, it worked. I gotta go.
Yeah. Winner gets my dick. No, but that didn't happen. So it was. Yeah, it was one of those moments. It was crazy. And yeah, so obviously I couldn't come out and get that drink. It was pretty funny though. And the good news is,
how long were you in the bathroom?
I was in the bathroom for what seemed like an eternity. I shook it out like 20 times before I decided to leave. And yes, I don't think they scrapped, but they definitely aren't best friends. And that was the end of that. And then, yeah. And so that was it for the most part. That's the end of that story, but it was pretty cool. And I was pretty scared. I was like, oh shit, I'm in this moment and these chicks are going to fight over me. And I don't even want to be here to see that. So I will come back to pick up the scraps though, for sure. All right. Well, thanks for popping in, Powers. With Prophet, I need to get Prophet in here pretty soon too. So good, and good to see you there, Tony. If you guys are watching the stream, don't forget, do not lurk. Make sure you comment accordingly. And make sure that we see you, be a part of the conversation here. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and all that good stuff. What have you been up to, Shane? What's your week been like?
We're trying to get interactive guides and an e-commerce store launched.
Oh yeah, an e-commerce store. So are people want to buy a Tucson Foodie merch too?
Nah, dude. Well, I mean, we'll probably sell some merch. No, this is a multi-vendor e-commerce platform. So people can sell their shit on our e-commerce site.
Oh, okay, nice. See, it's all about community.
It's all about community.
I love that. Yeah.
We got like artisans, certain bread makers you might know about, certain donut makers. We got food trucks who want to get their food truck booked, catering services, everything you could think about. Product services, etc. We're trying to build a hub for all that stuff, and we'll take a commission. We'll make some money.
Nice. Yeah, that's fantastic. See, doing great on all this. I'm pulling up your Instagram page right now so we could check out some of the posts here. And then the Vegan Fest was a huge success. I just saw that Hannah announced that there's going to be another one. And why not, right? Because you were expecting 250 people to show up to that vegan festival, and over 1,000 showed up. Yeah. It looked like a rager. All the vendors, I'm sure, were ecstatic.
Yeah, that was a good turnout.
Totally Oh, dude, completely sold out. And fantastic. So good work going on. Join the Tucson Foodie community. And this is what the details for the community is, just signing up for the website.
Yeah, we took the paywall down, made all of our content free. And we're
Yes.
now community supported. So people can join one of our 3 different community levels. First one's just $4 a month, support us. All the money goes to our writers and photographers. The second one, the $20 club, that's the Tucson Foodie Insiders. That one you get like all kinds of early access and discounts to all of our events and festivals.
Nice.
And some exclusive content. And you get to vote on what Tucson Foodie does next.
Nice.
And then the bigger, more fancy Foodie 500 club, right? That's exclusive club, limited to 500 people. That one's $600 a year, but we feed you dinner at parties once a month. You get $3,000 in gift cards to local restaurants and a bunch of other amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love how this is evolving, and you're getting people involved, and of course they're coming back and being contributors as well as just kind of keeping, helping you fund this very needed kind of community service, which is just getting people to know what's going on with the town and the area and food and events. And you got lots of events along the way. What are some other events you got lined up that you're currently working on? Because you always got something.
Did you see the infused dinner series that we announced?
No. Okay. So yeah, this is like a Tucson Foodie, Tucson Doobie thing. So it's going to be infused with marijuana.
Yeah, dude. Cannabis infused dinner.
I like how you said that. Yeah, dude. That's a very stoner-esque response. Bro. Yeah. All right. So what is the deal with the infused dinner? And who's working on it, and who are the pros? Because obviously you got to have the chefs that make the food good, but then you have to have the weed experts, right? These dispensary heads that know how to infuse properly, right?
Yeah. So it's one dinner every month.
Okay.
June, July, August, September. Chef Riley Chandler, who's up at Miraval, he's doing Italian dinner in June. And then we got a crazy dinner. It's a Kamayan dinner in July with Fun and another local Filipino chef. That's like a family style Kamayan dinner.
Nice.
Wendy from Tumarico is doing our August dinner, which I'm stoked about because I love her and she's so busy. She rarely has time to do this kind of stuff. And I didn't know she'd be down for this kind of stuff. And then, of course, somebody we knew would be down for this kind of stuff, Ken Foy, is doing our September dinner. So, we've got Italian, Asian, Mexican, and then whatever the hell Chef Foy does.
Yeah.
New American.
Well, with all the grilled cheese from Sexy Grilled Cheese Company, you can't get higher than Dante's Fire. That's what they say. Put that on a t-shirt, Ken. But yeah, I would be interested to see what he does. Well, imagine if it was just like those over the top, like amazing grilled cheeses and that he is just infusing, because it's difficult to eat more than one. They sit in your stomach and you're full. But if they're infused, you could eat 17 of those. Like, so good.
So to answer your question, we partnered with a local dispensary and genetics company, Mantis Seeds.
Okay.
And they put together a coconut oil, infused coconut oil concentrate.
Yeah.
And we make sure everybody gets, I think it's a 50 milligram dosage over the course of, the 4 or 5 courses for each meal.
Yeah, that's got to be the most difficult part, right? So you want to control it, and the dosage and the way that they do it. So essentially they're still doing their recipes, and then they use a little bit of coconut oil. And then hopefully that will work. And I bet you dessert's going to be a blast, right? Because once you get through all the entrees and stuff, then it starts kicking in. Then you bring out that dessert and it's over the top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the dessert on the June one with the Italian.
Yeah.
Dinner, that's going to be Mafia Kitchen cannoli. Have you had their cannolis?
No.
Oh, dude, Andrea makes a mean cannoli.
Okay.
They're so good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And I never had an infused cannoli. But yeah, this is something good. It's one of those meals that you get hungrier as you eat it. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back. Beef Vegan Presents. That was Green Day Boulevard of Broken Dreams here on the podcast broadcast, hanging out with Shane from Tucson Foodie, talking about all different events that Tucson Foodie has going on here. In the summer months, it seems like they're just ramping up. So you get all the information at TucsonFoodie.com or follow them on social media, as we like to do as well. But let's get to a hard-hitting scientific study. All right. Which pubic hairstyles women find most attractive? This is hard hitting, and
I've been wondering.
Yes, and I've been wondering as well, and I've been waiting to ask you, Shane, because
you want to know what my style is? Is that what you want to ask?
I think I know your style. I think I'm looking at it on top of your head. It's
the same.
It's the same.
Up here on top of my head. Yeah.
Well, recent surveys have asked this question and have shown that women have definite opinions on manscaping. Okay. So when it comes down, here's the breakdown. Which do you think has the most amount of people saying they're a fan of it? Okay. Saying, well, let me just go in and break down. Okay. Because I'll give you some. So 64% of women say the trimming of your man bush is an absolute must. Okay. 64%. 36% don't care. And they're probably with a man with a massive wang because, it's like an anaconda through the bushes. You can still see the snake. But if it's
what are we talking about?
I don't know. 16% of women say they prefer bald and clean shaven. So that's a thing. And 20% of women say they want it all natural. All right. Yeah. So with that in mind, here are the 3 best options for a guy to go with. I just want to give advice.
Okay.
All right. So the natural look trimmed in between 6 and 9 millimeters. So it's not too stubby. Right. Kind of think my beard. All right. The shorter cut makes it feel like a little more stubble, but it'll make your Johnson look a little bigger. Unless you got the crotch of like Indiana Jones on an expedition, then it's too much stubble, right? You don't want to make it like sandpaper, okay? And then they say the alpha, which Rico has, which is considered the landing strip. So essentially, it's an alpha. It's a happy
that's not
trail.
what I have.
You don't have that?
No.
Well, I thought because of the name, you had to go with it.
No,
You
mine's
have an arrow pointing down.
Well, I had that last month. I'm doing braids now.
You're doing braids, okay?
Yeah.
Doing dreads.
Dreads.
Oh, well, that means you don't shower
Cornrows.
at all. Yeah, you don't want those. But yeah, it's the happy trail transitions down to a wider base. So, it's just like follow the hair and then boom, you're in the jungle, ladies.
No surprise.
Yeah, while we're at it, there's also styles that are unquestionably unacceptable. And we're going to break those down on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Your beef tip coming up after these words. Yeah, because I'm like, where we're going, I don't want to stay on the air for that. All right, so
It's not where you're going, it's where you're coming.
these are the sayings that I didn't know existed. Do you know what the Uncle Barry is? They call this the Uncle Barry.
This is a haircut.
Yes.
Okay. The Uncle Barry.
Yeah, for the pubes. It's wild, unkempt, sweaty, smelly, and just straight up jungle down there. For whatever reason, they call that the Uncle Barry. Yeah.
Poor Barry.
Poor Barry. The geometric shapes. So no, it may be artistic, but no one's gonna be impressed. So same thing with beards. If you're getting like geometric shapes in your facial hair, no one really likes that unless you're like a full-blown rock star, but it still looks kind of douchey. And if you do that to your crotch area, it's saying a couple things and they're all wrong messages.
But you're just talking about white guys.
White guys?
Because black guys have geometric beards. They look amazing.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, but
Like perfect cones and blocks.
I think for this, they were
Incredible.
even considering black guys just for the pubes. You don't want that. Like you might get away with like a heart shape for Valentine's Day, but beyond that, you don't want to do a bunch of different shapes and get too artistic down there.
Maybe not down there.
Yeah. And then if you opt for the clean shaven style, that's on you, but be aware there's risks, nastiness like razor burns, nicks, cuts, and ingrown hairs.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I know. I've done that. It's a mess down there, but every now and then I like to, I like to manscape well.
And you can't undo that, once you've done it.
No, yeah.
You just have to wait.
Yeah, you ever it's like a paper cut in your nether region, and then you can't even, once you get it on, it's painful. You last forever, but it's painful.
You do it anyway, but yeah.
You still do it, but it hurts so bad. It hurts so good.
And insurance doesn't cover it.
Beef and I just had eye contact. Like, yeah, I've been there, buddy. I know what that's
I
like.
know.
The trenches.
Found it. Yeah, man.
Cool. I'm not the only weird person.
No, we're very similar in that manner. All right, let's see. Getting ready for this. I mean, that was a story that I saved for a week for you, and I don't know why, Shane. I don't know if the payoff executed.
Gee, thanks, buddy.
Well, it's because of the logo. It's right there, because I see the Shane from Tucson Foodie logo, and I'm like, that's PB as well.
Yeah, it does look like a little poopy, doesn't it?
All right. So Jessie said she don't care, but preferably not bald. And that's good. Yeah.
Okay,
So
who cares?
look, manscaping is definite and it makes it look bigger first and foremost. Right. And that's good. Plus, if you want, this is the thing as a guy, if you're going to go downtown on a woman, you want it to be, cleaned up and everything so you don't get too much hair in your mouth. Same thing for a woman, right? So if you want a girl to go downtown, clean it up so that way they're not doing that whole thing, right? Nobody likes that. Right, Rico?
That's right.
Right, Rico?
Yeah.
That's right.
All right,
I
good.
concur.
Good. All right. Well, with that, we'll wrap things up with I do have a viral video I want to share with you. And I should be showing that UFO stuff, but we'll do that another time. Have you been seeing all the Las Vegas UFO stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a trip,
It's
right?
like not impressed.
Oh, you know what? I got a Hollywood minute for you. Here's some headlines from Hollywood that I want to share with you. Did you watch that Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary on Netflix?
No.
It's interesting. I actually enjoy it to a certain extent. And then I forget that, oh, yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger's dad was like full blown a Nazi. And when I say like Nazi, like he was like a military member in in World War II. Yeah, because they're from Auschwitz not Auschwitz, but Austria. But yeah, they lost the war. And he talks about, without him talking about his dad being a Nazi, talking about his dad being a former, military man and suffering PTSD from losing the war. And for a second, you feel bad because he's suffering from PTSD for losing a war. And then you realize, oh, no, wait, you lost World War II. You were the Nazis. So, yeah, it's like
sad.
Yeah, like I'm kind of happy you were sad. Fuck you, right?
Crying, drinking.
Yeah, but what I think another revelation that was a reminder that I didn't even realize, but I did recall as a kid growing up was the beef and rivalry that Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger had during the 80s. You remember this?
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of those guys, Van Damme, Seagal,
yeah,
all those guys had beefs.
Well, think about this, right? During the 80s was essentially like an over-the-top action movie boom, right? We were getting these franchises that we know and love now, like Predator, Commando, Rambo. Those were the movies. Those were the big blockbusters, and they were all like kind of cliche. And Schwarzenegger's, what his words, he would kick some ass and drop some one-liners, and look swole doing it. And Sylvester Stallone, hated Arnold Schwarzenegger for this fact because he was doing so great. And Sly wanted to be the number one action star. So the competition between these two was like turned personal, and they actually hated each other for a long time. But in hindsight, as you get older, you start to look back and reflect on things, and maturity sets in, and you realize if you were the better man or you were bested by a better man. And Sylvester Stallone admitted in the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary that Arnold Schwarzenegger was superior, and he just had all the answers. He had the body, he had the strength, he was that character, and he gave Arnold credit for being the top dog in the action genre in the 80s. I know. It was a big deal. Yeah.
What did Chuck Norris have to say about that?
Oh, yeah, no.
It was too busy.
Too busy, still kicking ass.
He's like, I don't care at all about those. Who?
Yeah, but I mean, Chuck Norris is a legend, but name a movie in the 80s that Chuck Norris starred in that's iconic.
I can't name a single Chuck Norris movie.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Name a movie that Sylvester Stallone starred in that's iconic.
Rambo.
There you go. All right. Same thing with Schwarzenegger. You can name several.
Oh, so many.
Jingle All the Way.
Terminator.
No, well, they covered Jingle All the Way.
Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten Cop, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, they showed his blockbuster record.
Jingle All the Way. Look at the shiny ball.
It was impressive to see that, and the guy is a winner in life. He definitely was setting goals and being able to accomplish things that you didn't expect from a guy. And he also showcased like how much of an arrogant asshole he was. Like he couldn't shut his mouth, right? So when like Maria Shriver's mom was like, he was at like literally a Kennedy event, and Maria Shriver's mom's like, hey, my daughter fancies you. The only thing he says is, well, she has a nice house, right? So that was the first thing he said to a Kennedy.
Based.
Yeah, and then he was trying to do this like interview with a movie studio head, and he was a real short guy, but he had a giant desk, And he goes, look at the tiny man. Why do you need such a big desk? The dude kicks him out in like a minute. It was amazing. And his agent was all pissed. And he's like, this is the shortest meeting we ever had. And he's like, he was so tiny though. You know, like Schwarzenegger in the late 70s, early 80s gave 0 Fs. And it still ended up working for him. So we're back here live on the FM side, but we have to end the show. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. I'd like to thank our in-studio guests, as always, Shane from Tucson Games and Gadgets and Shane from Tucson Foodie. Here's your beef tip before we wrap things up. You know, it's summertime, and a lot of people like to sleep naked in general, but here's why you shouldn't sleep naked during a heat wave. They say that, if you have no clothes on, the beads of sweat collect on your body. And that's not good. So you actually want to have like pajamas or skin to be able to absorb the beads of sweat. And that way you're not waking up all sweaty and disgusting in the morning. So I guess that's your beef tip. Other ways to stay cool in the summer is avoid spicy food before bed. Go easy on the alcohol. Get in your own covers. Consider the bedding materials and try a bedtime bath. These are all like literally tips you can do to try to stay cool as the temperature rises throughout the night. Me personally, I still sleep naked, but I get an ice pack and I wrap it around my boys, and man, I sleep like a baby. You should try that too. That's another beef tip. But with that said, that's it. That's all the time we have. Check out our full interview with Mammoth WVH lead singer and guitarist Wolfgang Van Halen on youtube.com/beefvegan. Check out TucsonFoodie.com for all the updates of great food events that are happening in town. And stick around for Robin Nash because she's up next. Till then, enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Just got it.
Side of beef, soon will come and empty all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.